Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and as you can see, today I will be reviewing Transformers Back to the Future Gigawatt. Man, I have been looking forward to getting this guy for quite some time. To finally actually have him in hands is awesome. Look at this. It's G1 style packaging. That is so cool. And the thing I think is so cool right here is where it has essentially him transforming into robot mode, kind of just showing how it works. Just like the original box. I wasn't alive back then, but this is just awesome. And then Back to the Future, Out of Time. Then on the back, oh man, I'm really torn between this because this is why I possibly should have gotten two when I had the chance, but man, I love collecting the character cards. That's why I got like two of almost all the mini bots so I could collect their character cards. But man, this is so awesome. Function, time traveler. You're never out of time when you're a time machine. When Marty and Doc Brown need to ride through time, Gigawatt is ready to fly. Now, as you can see, this is the version of the Delorean from the first Back to the Future movie. It doesn't have Mr. Fusion on it, so I can't. That is one complaint that some people had, that wasn't quite that version. But they're like, is it missing? Mine didn't have it, they were saying. But no, this isn't the version. And as you can see in the box down there, there's the little cable that was attached to him in the movie, from when the timing it so that when the lightning struck, the cable would hit the line that was from when the clock tower got struck. Okay, well, anyway, enough geeking out about him. I need to get him out of his box. Alright, normally I would show the unboxing, but this time I just wanted to be very extra careful because I want to preserve this box as long as possible. But here he is, Gigawatt, in his vehicle mode. Oh, and I stand that doesn't look like it was tabbed in correctly, but hopefully it will stay in place once I actually get a chance to transform him. But, look at that detail. That's so awesome. And I stand corrected. There actually is a Mr. Fusion. And at first I didn't know if the wheels would actually rotate for like at the end of the movie. So I guess you can sort of have him in two versions. Like at the beginning when it was just a regular time machine. Well, DeLorean, I guess as regular as that can be. But then you can have it for the end of the movie when Doc Brown comes back in time. And as you can see, Mr. Fusion, they actually have it. That is so cool. And it's very small. And this is like home energy reactor or something like that. It's very, very tiny text. And I do believe you just peg it in on there. And there you have Mr. Fusion. That is cool. I really like that. Then here's a very basic gun. I wonder if Mr. Fusion is meant to go on here or something. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but I guess you can peg it on there. I don't know. Fusion powered gun. But that is, it's not a super impressive gun, but then again, the whole point of this figure is not for his gun or anything like that. It's Gigawatt, really cool. And then of course here's the hook, and you can plug that in right here. Oh, come on, why is it that you don't want to cooperate? But you there we are, wiggle, got it in, and there you have it. And then you can, if you ever got a diorama or made a diorama, you can have him drive into the cable. Anyway, one last thing before I transform him and all that. Come on, Mr. Fusion. Okay, maybe I'm putting you on backwards. There you are. Okay, so you put on Mr. Fusion, and something else I didn't realize initially, but I had to test it out as soon as I got him out of the packaging, is yes, the tires do rotate down like at the end of the movie. So yeah, you have a and my wheel just popped off. Okay. Oh dear, and Mr. Fusion too. Okay, well, let's see. Hopefully this will pop back on. Come on, how does this... Technical difficulties, folks. Alright, got it back on. It's annoying. Some things don't like to stay on, but as you can see, it actually rotates down. It actually looks kind of sort of like it did in the movie. And I think that's cool. So, I need to get Mr. Fusion back on. There we are. So, there we are. And we have a time-traveling flying DeLorean. And it does not have the GMC on the front. At least I do believe the DeLorean GMC. Anyway, got it back. The tires back down. And let's get down to transformation. Shall we? Let's. Okay. Doesn't feel quite right. Something that MGO does. Okay. Be right back. Oh, and I forgot to mention, these are the instructions. I mean, definitely pretty... Oh, I did not think, but that's cool. They incorporate the gull-wing doors into the instructions. But yeah, instructions, somewhat G1 style with the grid pattern. Yep, flight mode. Oh, Mr. Fusion's supposed to go on the back of the gun. Okay, I see. Anyway, transformation in a moment. Alright, so here we are. So first things first, well, it's not first on the instructions, but I think it looks cool to do it first anyway, is to flip up the gull-wing doors. I mean, it reveals a bunch of robot, but that's still cool. So you can actually open up the doors like in the movie and on actual DeLorean. Anyway, flip out his shin panels, rotate around, rotate him at the waist, push down these fins, which flips out his feet, then close up, pull his feet apart. And the doors, they like to keep folding down, but flip his tire wheels all the way around, like so. Although that one's not wanting to quite do it. Anyway, and then you, before I break something, flip these down. Flip that down. Pull out his arms. Flip his hands out. Next thing you want to do is then flip the hood down. But this part's a little bit tricky. I don't want to break it either, but there we are. Okay, the problem is that they don't give you a whole lot of clearance with this, but flip that around, tab it into his waist right there like that, and then you want to tab his shoulders in. Oh, come on. This tire does not want to cooperate. Okay, flip this back up. Then rotate that tire back in. Tab back. Come on. Okay, tab into the waist. There we are. And then tab in. Tab in. And there we have Gigawatt in his robot mode. And my biggest gripe about his robot mode is that, as you can see, his head sits kind of low in his chest or shoulders, wherever it sits in. But, I mean, his face does look pretty cool. And then flux capacitor right there. If you look closely, it has all the 3 dates that Marty actually went to, with the exception of the third movie where he went like to the 1800s. But, I mean, that's really cool detail. I really like that. And then, I didn't know if I didn't mention this earlier, but for the most part, I mean, this is more of a gray, not necessarily the steel or the bare metal of like an actual DeLorean. But if you look at least on here, at least they got it right there, and it looks pretty nice. Anyway, Now for his accessories, you can plug that into his shoulder like that, and then you can put his gun in his hand, and then also Mr. Fusion can plug in right there as per the instructions. It's shaped like this, which also means that I was also right initially by saying you can put it right there too. Anyway, either way works, and then you can just place it in his hand like so. And there we go. And there he is. I guess one last look at that noggin. Anyway. And here we have a time-traveling Autobot. The Decepticons won't know what hit them. Well, this has been another Sheek's Transformers review, and tomorrow I got another little surprise, and all I'll say is that it's another crossover, and you guys probably already know what it is. And until next time, have a good one.